Logo on, maybe we would have that conversation. But as we continue with the show, here's the wonderful thing about this brand. After they launched on QVC with their flat styles, there was a clamoring for more of that wedge feminine design when you wanted a little bit of lift. Through the couple of years they've been doing this, they have nailed the bottom that this is on, and it's called the Park Bottom. This is a 275-386. The triple strap wedge design, it's called the Rizzo, 2 colors. That's the black. And then we also have the tan leopard, where the fabric across the top is done in this beautiful traditional leopard design. A 275-386. This is the scoop. Final order of the year has just arrived. So even though it's only June right now, a lot of these spring and summertime designs are getting to their final orders of the year, because before you know it, we're going to be into fall shoes. Use your 4 easy pays of less than $30 a month to get whichever one you want. And don't forget your shipping is included. Already popular. So here is that tan leopard. So I just wanted to show you. Here's the leopard design, your triple strap, the knots on the top. And when I hold it to the side, you're going to see this look of like this chocolatey, deep chocolate faux wood grain bottom.
That's right.
And then we have the black, which is pretty much like a solid black.
That's right, yes. It's a solid black. It's almost got some sheen to it with that black. So it's a nice sort of shiny sort of bottom to it. You see it there hitting the lights. But that's all black. And that just makes it look really beautiful and sleek on the foot as well.
Right.
The fact that we've got the black upper and the black midsole and the black sole as well.
By the way, only 200, fewer than 200 remain in that tan leopard, and it's our final order of the year. So we have sizes 5 through 11, generally speaking, in these. And this one looks like it comes in whole sizes only.
Whole sizes only.
So how do we size with this one?
And so if you sit on the half size, we recommend you size down. So an 8.5 will go down to an 8, 9.5 down to a 9. If you sit on the whole size, just stay in the whole size. You don't need to go down if you're on the whole size.
And guess what? Size 5 is now already gone in both colors. So now we're beginning with size 6. And if you don't get your size, you'll have to wait until next year to check this one out.
That's right.
So let's talk about the Park Bottom.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, the Park Bottom is, and we've started naming a lot of our units, a lot of our bottoms now, because you know, if you've come to know and love a certain style, if you know what that bottom is, it means you can just go straight to a similar looking style made on the same unit, and you'll know how that's going to feel underfoot. But we're really, really excited. I'm especially excited about, you know, this elevated technology, because really it's not something where we just put our flat technology up on an angle. We completely re-engineered our orthotic technology to suit a wedge. Now, what you'll notice here is you've got that still got that nice deep heel cup and that really nice arch support. And then when I turn it around this way, what you're going to see is like a little teardrop area. There we go. That little area just around there. And that's what we call a metatarsal dome, or an enhanced forefoot contour. What that's going to do is really support underneath that ball of the foot area, which is so very important, because that's where a lot of those stresses and pressures are going when your foot's coming down at an angle. So this is really going to help cradle the foot and support the foot. And isn't it amazing we're talking about support when it comes to a wedge, or a wedge sort of style? Yeah. So great looking, beautiful looking style there. So as soon as you slip your foot in there, you're going to have that instant feeling of support and comfort, but in a wedge style. And you know, it's an absolutely stunning looking silhouette too. I mean, you look at the upper pattern. I love the little knot details on there as well, and it's a really sort of soft, flexible. I mean, it's got a little bit of give to that upper construction as well.
I have to tell you, I mean, I do border on a wide width for my shoes, but I have to say with these, the one thing that concerns me is always like, oh, are the straps going to be too tight? They feel, they're like a wetsuit. They conform to the shape of your foot. And you know what else? My biggest pet peeve with strappy shoes is when they cut off like my little pinky toe area. This whole area is completely hugged by the fabric, so there's no stress, there's no little tiny thing that's kind of digging in there. And those 3 straps on this make it really belong on my foot. There's no movement in there because I'm in the shoe. And
that's a really important feature there as well on that strap configuration, because there is no adjustability on there. So these are going to fit how they fit.
They hug.
But they will sort of hug the foot, and there is a little bit of give to that upper material, that binding on the upper. And I also love the fact too that we've started off on the base, it's wide, and then it sort of tapers in nicely over the top of the foot, which has a really flattering effect on the foot. We can't really see it that well on the black there, but you'll notice how it's quite thick down the bottom and then just tapers in beautifully over the top of the foot. And that's going to have a very flattering effect, a very feminine effect on the foot.
So we're going to see this on Kylene, and I do want to remind you about your 4 easy pays, because everything in the show is on easy pay today as we're celebrating 30 years of QVC being on the air. So take a look at all of those easy pays. Know that your shipping and handling is included. And as we look at Kylene on this one, this is what we were talking about the last time you and I had a 2-hour show, which is most shoes you sit on top of, because of that deep heel cup and the way everything is done, you're truly inside the shoe. The shoe cradles you.
Exactly right, and yeah, this is we've got Kylene here in just a regular wedge with it's offering no support. Great, it's giving us some height. It's not a bad looking silhouette. This is a pretty nice looking wedge.
It's a pretty shoe.
But the foot's just sitting on top of that footbed, and what I mean by that is if I just shine that little flashlight through there, you can actually see through that. So you can see that there's a gap between the bottom of Kylene's foot and the top of that shoe. There's no support underneath that whatsoever. If I just put the flashlight down, take her out of that, and let's put her into that park bottom. And as soon as the foot goes onto that, look at the difference.
Nice.
You can see there how that orthotic technology is really just hugging the curves of Kylene's foot. Now Kylene's foot is beautifully just cradled in there. There's nothing spilling over the sides. There's no gaps between the bottom of her foot and this support. So she's just getting fantastic support underneath the foot. I'll pull out the old flashlight again, but there's nothing coming through. No light coming through there at all. So the foot is just beautifully, fantastically supported with that orthotic technology. So just slip Kylene out of that, and then we can slip her into the Rizzo.
Beautiful.
And there we go. So there we see this beautiful flattering design. You'll also notice actually that the straps sit nice and high up on the foot. That just gives you a lot more security when you go through the walking motion.
Yes,
your
you're
toes
right.
don't need to claw to hang onto this footbed. So it's another really great comfort feature there as well. But most importantly, you'll just see how beautifully cradled and how that foot is really sitting into that footbed.
That's exactly what I was thinking of with the position of the straps on this one, because they come higher up the foot. When I walk, the shoe isn't like slapping up in the background. It's all just a part of my foot, and it's a wedge design that actually gives you 2 inches in that wedge. So it's making you 2 inches taller, but you don't really feel like you're walking on 2 inches because you're being cradled and supported by the orthotic technology. And here are our ladies, and I love the fact that they're showing both of the different designs. And I will say, while we're very limited in that tan leopard, the black has been extremely popular because it's nice to see that everything is solid black on the black one. But this one, I'm always a fan of anything that you guys do in an animal print, because even the base on that one goes back to more of that deep wood grain. So it's really completely thought out.
Yeah, it's a really, really pretty looking style, very feminine looking style. I love that little sort of that knotted detail that runs down the center of the foot as well. So you've got a little bit of interest there, but we're also looking at the comfort factor of it as well. I mean, generally the last thing a podiatrist would ever recommend is to wear a wedge, but here you've got podiatrist design technology that's built into a wedge design.
And there's just a few dozen in that tan leopard remaining, and this is our final order of the year that has just arrived. And depending on where you live, you can actually wear those all year long. Like if you live in Florida or Southern California, those will never go away. Oh my goodness. But it is time for the first of our